This is the Thought Leaders Podcast.
All of a sudden, we've got several big chunks of content in different little spaces, and how we connect to them is going to be a real pain in the rear, and how we figure that out. As a company I wrote about this week called Packet Media, that's still trying to build a separate, everybody can sign in through here and you can control all this stuff and you can get bundles. They're trying to solve that problem. I think other companies are too. But we're getting out of the pay TV business that we knew. 2 million people have cut the cord this year. Last year was a record when 1 million people cut it for the entire year. Already wow. 2 million plus have cut it. And it's just that pay TV business is collapsing, and we're all moving over to streaming and record speed. And that's changing the way Hollywood's going to work, because all of a sudden they're not just making stuff and then putting it in theaters and not knowing who's watching it, and then putting it into home entertainment channels and selling DVDs through Blockbuster or whomever, selling it to Netflix, and Netflix knows who the customer is. Now they're going to know who the customer is. They're going to have to build a brand that people care about. And it's a very different experience. They're going from business to business to consumer, and that's a very different thing for Hollywood. So it's a huge change, and we'll see more consolidation, I think, because of what's happening. I think Apple's going to buy probably some libraries at some point. So they've got a library, they don't have one, to compete with these giant libraries that Warner Media has and Comcast has with NBC Universal, and that Disney has. You can also see a difference with Disney. Its approach, it's not one service, it's 3 services. So there's ESPN Plus for sports, whatever's left of that right now. I mean, I don't know how they're making any money off of that, right?
I think the UFC stuff, and people are really kind of coming for that. But
yeah, that's about what's left.
Yeah.
If you don't like UFC, like I played football, I played basketball, I ran track, I played baseball. I love sports. I don't give a flip about UFC or boxing. So it's like there's nothing there for me, right? And people talking about what the NFL season would be like if we have the NFL season, it's like, okay, or stuff like that. It's like, I'm not going to pay $5 a month for that. But then there's Hulu. And then there's Disney Plus, which is really great if you're an Avengers fan, if you're a Pixar fan, if you're a Star Wars fan, or you're 4 years old. Right. But it ain't so great for grown-ups who don't have kids to mollify, right? And that's not a knock on people who like the Avengers. I mean, the Avengers are great, and it's all fine. Yeah. But I mean, I have a sort of a limited appetite for how much of that stuff I can consume. So enjoy The Mandalorian a lot, but I'll be okay not having Disney Plus. I mean, they've got a bunch of shows about behind the scenes at Disney. It just feels a little meta to me. It's like a Disney show about behind the scenes at Disney is like really for just a hardcore fan base. But so they're trying to get like beyond their sort of focus too. But they're basically 3 companies or 3 different logins, 3 different consumer bases and all that stuff. And you can buy a bundle, but you can't just go in and get all of that stuff. Sports, Hulu, and all that Hulu has, which includes some interesting stuff from FX and FXX, grown-up programming and edgier stuff, things that would never be on Disney Plus. And then there's Disney Plus. So that's a very different model. So we'll see how this all plays out. It's a really fascinating time, though.
I hope you enjoyed this part of the interview. And for the full interview, remember to click the link below.